Henry and Mia, two university students from different racial backgrounds, forge a powerful connection that challenges everything they've been taught about love. But as their bond deepens, they must confront societal pressures, family expectations, and their fears. Can their love survive the world's prejudices? Henry, a talented and driven black student, had always dreamed of studying in the United States. He had faced adversity all his life, but his resilience pushed him to pursue his education at a prestigious university. His world revolved around his academic goals and the hope that hard work would eventually lead him to success. On the other hand, Mia was a white girl with a kind and open-hearted personality. Raised with values of inclusivity and acceptance, Mia didn't see race as something that should define relationships. She believed in the power of love and the idea that people should be judged by their hearts, not their backgrounds. Their paths first crossed during a university project. Henry, with his focused yet stressed expression, caught Mia's attention. Despite his initial hesitation, she offered to help him with his assignment. Her friendly and genuine demeanor quickly put him at ease, and their journey together began. As the days passed, their bond grew stronger, defying the societal norms that tried to keep them apart. Henry admired Mia's kindness and intelligence, while Mia found Henry's dedication and hardworking attitude inspiring. They began to spend more time together, studying, talking, and learning about each other's lives. Their connection deepened, and they started feeling something more than friendship. One afternoon, as they sat together on the campus lawn, Mia turned to Henry, her voice soft but thoughtful. "Mia, do you ever think about how different we are?" Henry: "Different? In what way?" Mia: "Well, our backgrounds, our experiences." Henry paused, thinking for a moment. He hadn't considered it that way, but realized Mia's point. Despite their differences, he couldn't deny the intense connection they shared. Henry, smiling: "We're different on the outside. But inside, we're just two people trying to figure it all out." As their friendship blossomed, the world around them began to change. Whispers and disapproval from their peers surfaced, and the weight of society's expectations began to bear down on them, threatening the purity of their bond. As time passed, the bond between Henry and Mia grew more substantial, and what once began as a friendship soon evolved into something more profound. Their moments together became more frequent, and with each shared laugh and every long conversation, they found themselves relying on each other more and more. It wasn't just companionship, but a deep connection neither of them had expected. One afternoon, as they studied in the library, Mia couldn't help but notice how much she had come to care for Henry. His calm and steady presence comforted her in ways no one else could. She thought about him constantly, a soft smile on her face whenever his name was mentioned. Mia knew deep down that her feelings for Henry had grown beyond friendship, but she hesitated to admit it. There were too many risks involved, and too many uncertainties. What would people think? How would her family react? But one day, as they walked around the campus, Henry said something that changed everything. Henry, seriously: "Mia, I think about you a lot. Not just as a friend. I mean, I care about you," Henry confessed, his voice filled with sincerity and his eyes reflecting the depth of his feelings. Mia's heart skipped a beat. She hadn't expected him to feel the same way, but the sincerity in his voice left no room for doubt. She looked into his eyes, and for the first time, she saw more than just her friend. She saw someone who could be her partner, her equal. Mia, softly: "I care about you too, Henry. More than I can put into words." And so, their relationship deepened. The line between friendship and romance blurred, and they began openly exploring their feelings for each other. Yet, despite their growing love, the reality of the world around them began to creep in. Their peers started to whisper, their looks growing more judgmental with each passing day. Mia's friends began questioning her choices, and Henry's friends warned him of the pain and challenges they would face. But in that moment, Nothing else mattered. Their shared connection was enough for Henry and Mia to push back against the world's expectations, but the weight of societal pressure was undeniable. The pressure from society and their families became undeniable as the days passed. Mia's parents, who had always believed in the importance of tradition, were furious when they learned about her relationship with Henry. They believed that their daughter's future was being jeopardized by a relationship that crossed racial lines. Mia's father, angrily, "This relationship goes against everything we've taught you. It's not just about you and Henry, it's about our family's values, our community." Mia's heart broke as she listened to her father's words. She knew how much he valued tradition, but couldn't shake the feeling that her heart was leading her in a different direction. Still, the pressure from her family weighed heavily on her. On the other hand, Henry was also facing challenges. His family, while supportive in some ways, was concerned about the risks of being in an interracial relationship. They warned him that society would never accept him and that his dreams might be crushed under the weight of prejudice. Henry's mother, concerned, "You have so much to lose, Henry. This world isn't kind to people like you." Caught between their love for each other and their family's expectations, Henry and Mia began to feel the strain of their relationship. Their connection, once strong and unshakable, now felt vulnerable. One evening, after a complicated conversation with her parents, Mia met Henry at their usual spot on campus, her eyes filled with uncertainty. Mia, tearfully, "I think we should take a step back. We're not just fighting for ourselves anymore. We're fighting a whole world that doesn't understand us." Henry's heart ached as he listened to her words. He understood her pain, but he didn't want to lose her. They stood there, unable to find a solution, as the weight of their separation loomed over them. After their separation, both Henry and Mia struggled to move on. Henry threw himself into his studies, determined to prove to the world that he could succeed independently. He excelled in his classes, earned accolades for his work, and continued to make strides in his academic journey. But despite his success, he couldn't shake the emptiness in his heart. Mia was still there, a constant presence in his thoughts. Mia, too, tried to move forward. She immersed herself in her classes and spent time with friends, but the void left by Henry's absence was impossible to ignore. Every happy moment felt incomplete without him by her side. She realized that the love they had shared couldn't easily be erased. It had changed her, made her see the world differently, and now she couldn't return. Both regretted their decision to part ways, but neither knew how to repair the damage caused by the weight of their family's expectations. They each struggled with internal conflict, torn between their love for each other and the pressures of the world around them. Months passed, and the distance between Henry and Mia continued to grow. However, neither of them could forget the love they had shared. Finally, during the university's annual function, fate brought them back together. Mia, dressed in a simple but elegant dress, stood in the crowd, her eyes scanning the faces around her. When they met Henry's gaze, her heart skipped a beat. He was standing alone, looking as handsome as ever. There was a moment of silence between them, and then Henry slowly walked toward her, his eyes filled with emotion. "Henry, I thought we were over, Mia. But I can't let go of what we had. I can't stop thinking about you." Mia's heart ached as she listened to him. She had missed him more than she could put into words. Mia, tearfully, "I couldn't stop thinking about you either. I was scared, Henry, scared of what people would say, scared of what we were facing. But I love you." The words hung in the air between them. In that moment, they both knew that their love had overcome the hurdles of doubt, societal pressure, and family expectations. They had fought for each other, and now they would fight for the future they deserved. After their heartfelt reunion, they knew they had to confront their families once more. This time, it was different. Both Henry and Mia were determined to stand up for their love, to show their parents and communities that their bond was worth fighting for. They organized a meeting, and with trembling hands and hearts full of hope, they presented themselves before their families. To their surprise, their families, who had once opposed their relationship, saw the sincerity in their eyes and the depth of their love. Mia's father, though reluctant at first, saw how much his daughter had grown and how Henry had been there for her in ways no one else could. Henry's family, too, began to understand that their son had found someone who truly cared for him, someone who accepted him for who he was. Mia's father, softly, "I never wanted to see you hurt, but I can see now how much you love each other. Perhaps love is more powerful than I realized." Henry's father, nodding, "It's not always easy to accept change, but I can see the strength in both of you. Maybe I've been wrong." Their families, though still wary, accepted their relationship with open arms. With this new understanding, Henry and Mia were free to be together without the weight of societal judgment. But their journey didn't stop there. Together, they decided to take their love beyond their personal relationship and work toward building a more inclusive community. Henry and Mia became advocates for racial equality and social justice, organizing events and leading discussions on the importance of breaking down barriers. They worked with university groups, local communities, and organizations to address racial prejudice and encourage empathy. Their efforts inspired others to question their own biases and reflect on the values of love, acceptance, and unity. As Henry and Mia continued to lead by example, their relationship became a symbol of change. They proved that love could not only break down personal walls, but could also create a more compassionate world. Mia, "It's not just about us anymore. It's about showing the world that we can all come together, no matter where we come from." Henry, "Love is stronger than any prejudice. Together, we can make a real difference." And so, Henry and Mia's relationship not only flourished, but became a catalyst for transformation in their community, a testament to the power of love and the ability to overcome societal barriers. Their love, once doubted and challenged, now served as an inspiration to many, proving that love knows no bounds, neither in relationships nor in the fight for justice.